Hello, Molly. It's Mrs. Ross again. I hope you've had a great week so far. So we are starting something new to this week. We are going to talk about compliments. Now, the kind of compliment I'm talking about is not a, "Wow, your hair looks beautiful today." These are nouns that appear after verbs that tell us more about what's going on in the sentence. And today, we are going to talk about direct objects. Now, in our notes, I had everyone copy down some information about compliments, and this is what I had them write down. So I had them take their journal, and I had them divide their paper into two, because compliments can work with action verbs, and then compliments can work with linking verbs. And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the action verbs first. And the first complement we're going to talk about is called a direct object. And basically a direct object is simply a noun, a person, place, thing, or idea that comes after an action verb and is going to answer the question who or what. Okay? So, direct objects are always nouns. They always come after an action verb, and they always answer the question who or what. I did this sample sentence for everybody. John ordered a sandwich. So I said, okay, ordered is our action verb, and John is our subject. So then I had everybody write this down. John ordered what? Well, the answer to that question would be sandwich. And so sandwich becomes our direct object. After we took these notes, then we worked on some examples. And here are some examples that I'm going to go through with you. And if you don't mind, I kind of like you to do them with me. So grab you some pens, grab you some paper, and let's work on these together. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't follow these directions, so do. I want you to do it the way I'm fixing to show you. I think it's a lot easier, and it kind of helps clean up your paper some. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, number one, is always remove the preps. So, sentence is, Carl Sandburg wrote many poems about cities. Well, I know that about is a preposition, so I ask myself, about what? Cities. And I will remind you that there is a list of prepositions, okay? In your prepositions sheet, it looks something like maybe. There it is. It's going to look something like this. This is called the SAM sheet, and here's a list of all the prepositions. It's just really small and really hard to read. Okay, so you might want to think about that. You will also find this, Molly, in case you don't have it. You're going to find it in Google Classroom under Journal, because I'm trying to put everything I put in my journal, I try to put something there so you would kind of be able to keep up with some of the things I'm talking about. So, commonly used prepositions. So I find the preposition, and then I say about what? Cities. There's my preposition. Get rid of it. You won't need it again. You don't need to worry about it. You just say, okay, goodbye. Now we're going to find our action verb. Carl Sandburg wrote many poems. Okay, so wrote is my action verb. Okay, and Carl Sandburg, there's no helping verbs there, so I don't have to worry about a helping verb. And then I say, okay, who wrote? Carl Sandburg. Now, this is the important step. This is what I've been making everybody do. Carl Sandburg wrote what? Okay? And if you look at that and you say, well, Carl Sandburg wrote what? He wrote poems. Okay? You'll notice I underlined my subject once. I underlined my verb twice. I did not underline the direct object. Okay? Let's try number 2. We gave our projects to the teacher. Okay? To the teacher is our prepositional phrase. Then my action verb is gave, because I can give you something. And who is in the act of giving? That is going to be we. And I say we gave what? Okay? And when I do that, I go, well, we gave what? Direct object. Now you're going to notice something. That direct object always comes after the verb. It will never happen anyplace else. It can beg, it can plead, but nope. Direct objects can only happen after an action verb. They can't occur anywhere else. All right, let's try our next sentence. Bobby expected a higher grade in chemistry. In chemistry is my prepositional phrase. Then my verb is going to be expected, because that's what Bobby is doing. He's expecting something. And then Bobby is my subject. You'll notice I underlined my verb twice, and then Bobby is my subject. I underlined it once. And then here I go, Bobby expected what? And look, well, he didn't really expect a higher. Bobby expected a grade. So that becomes my direct object, just like that. All right, let's try the next one. The dancers sent a special invitation to Louise. So I bracket to Louise because that's my prepositional phrase. And the dancers sent a special invitation. Well, sent is my action verb. And then I go, okay, well, did they send a special? No. Or did they send an invitation? They sent an invitation. Just like that. Now, if you remember, last week we talked about these weird, strange, bizarre, random things called subjects that do not work the same way. And I told you last time that when you saw a question, you were supposed to circle it like that because you know it's going to be verb, then subject. And you may be like, but Miss Rose, how does it work? How am I supposed to find a direct object? It doesn't work the same. It really does. Don't worry about this part. Just do your steps. So, can you mail these letters for me? Find the prepositional phrase for me. Then find your verb, mail. This is what you're doing. Okay, now you have a helping verb. So remember, you got to go into your helping verb list. Okay, remember this I made y'all write down? Do, did, done, have, has, had, may, might, must, should, could, would. And I forgot to write the word can. You didn't see this. You didn't see me write that just now. The word can. So I look here, and there it is, can. So I underline it twice, and I label it H. There's my helping verb. And now I can say, well, Who mailed these letters? You did. Okay. So now ask the question. You mail what? Well, you can mail what? Letters. So even though the subject may be in a weird place, look where that direct object is. It is still after an action verb. All right, we're going to just do a couple of more, and I just want you to follow along, just make sure we kind of understand. So the contractor built a new apartment building down the street from the park. From the park is a prepositional phrase. Down the street is a prepositional phrase. Get rid of them. You will not need them. He built is my action verb. There's not a helping, so I don't have to worry about it. Contractor is my subject. And I say contractor built what? And then I can say, well, did the contractor build a new apartment? Or did that contractor build a new building? Well, technically he built a building. So I do it that way. Okay, let's try number 8. I saw Margie with the keys. With the keys is a prepositional phrase. Saw is my action verb. I is my subject. And then I say, I saw. Now, I could say I saw what? That's going to be weird. Because I've been saying what. But when I read that sentence, I know that Margie's a person. So I'm going to say I saw who. And then I can say I saw who? Well, I saw Margie. So don't be afraid to go, maybe I should say who instead of what. Okay? All right, let's do number 9. The soccer coach described some new players to her team. All right, to her team. There's my prepositional phrase. Get it out of the way. And then described is my action verb. Now, who is describing? Well, a soccer's not describing. It's a coach that's describing. So there it is. And so I say, the coach described what? And then I would say, she described some plays. All right, we're going to do number 10, and I've been kind of wanting to do 10 with you because it's kind of weird. You're going to see it, and you're going to be like, prepositional phrase. And I'm going to be like, nah. Look at what this is. Do you see how this is in italics? Well, that means it's a title. So that would be like somebody's name. And so you don't want to do the prepositional phrase here. You leave it alone, okay? So even though it looks like a prep, it is not, because this is the title of a book. So we go straight to our action verb, wrote. Our subject is Pat Conroy. And we say, Pat Conroy wrote what? And then we would say, well, she wrote The Prince of Tides. Okay, all the rest of these sentences are going to look exactly the same. It's going to have may have a prepositional phrase, may not, but it's going to be a subject, an action verb, and then a direct object. Okay? So I want you to try 11 through 20 and let me know how you do. And if you have any questions or problems, I need you to let me know. And we're going to kind of move on from that. But we're going to do some practices. I'm probably going to give another practice for you to work on later. But I want you to get this under your belt first. Now, if you need anything, please let me know. And I will talk to you later. And by the way, have a very good second week of November. Bye, Molly.